Good evening and welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show. Hope you're all keeping well and enjoying your bank holiday weekend as well. So basically, bear with me, guys. Just got a bit of a call coming in.
Oh. Right, and that's the end of the show, people.
That's the end of that.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
See you later then.
Yeah.
See you later
The
then.
short hair stand, the best Sunday Night Takeaway show.
T. Cooper, Fuzz. T. Cooper. Fuzzy. T. Cooper.
Come on, Fuzzy.
All right.
Tell us about your.
All right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, bloody work.
Has someone else crashed a car again?
Well, yeah, I'm not going to go down that route, but ask the most stupidest of questions. But lucky enough, his knees want to fix. Pain in the arse. Anyway, good evening, gents. How are we all doing apart from that being interrupted?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
right.
the show is over.
Quite well. Yeah, we're doing well.
Charge
We're
in
doing
on.
well.
I'm
Well,
good.
you would be fuzz anyway.
All
I
good.
bet the happiest one on the panel tonight is the man below you, Tony.
Absolutely. You can see that with the banner nicely displayed in the background.
Oh, God.
Look at that.
I would say nicely displayed.
You're right. I need to get an even better picture.
Even it up a little bit. Maybe take it way down.
Now, I ain't got my glasses on, mate, so I said this before. I don't. Does that say winners or wankers?
says
2024.
I'll grab you. Allow me to show you the Super Cup winners.
That's
as
okay,
well.
you don't have to. You don't have to. Oh,
There
there
you
we
go.
go.
The English Super Cup
yeah.
winners. Yours
Wow.
truly.
Yeah.
Major trophy. Major
Super
honour.
Cup, don't you mean Charity Shield?
Prince of the Munda.
I had my roast dinner off of that earlier.
Show the picture of Anthony before he got on the pitch. He was all out.
Well, let's hello to people on the
That's
panel
not
first of all.
Nacho's cousin.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's bad. Anthony, good evening, mate. How are you keeping? Having a good weekend?
Yeah, I've had a good weekend. Yeah, had a 50. Mrs. was 50 on Friday, and then it was her dad's birthday the next day, which was obviously yesterday. And today I'm just chilling, and I've been drink free. So I've had 2 days of constant beer, drunk. I think I've puked once as well, but that's about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was feeling sick.
Big
He
up,
saw
Lenny.
Man United win the FA Cup, and that was it.
That was what it was.
It sent him over the edge then.
It did.
Evening, Mama Flossie.
Edge, mate.
Hope you're keeping well.
Evening, Mama Flossie.
Jez, as you could tell from it, look, we're looking at that nice new top you've got on.
No, it's been good. It's been a good weekend, man. Been a good week. Yeah, this is the new Arsenal, the history and more merch.
Lovely.
The wife
Yes,
made it. Actually, the wife made it for my birthday. It's a fair play. Big love to her for
Yeah,
that.
it looks nice.
So yeah, it's been a good weekend. Looking forward to the week ahead, and bored though. No football. Bullshit.
Yeah.
And 63. Oh my God, 63 on Friday.
Wow, Jez. 63.
And
Even David.
it's going to be 21 years. 21 years since we won a bloody title. There you go. What can I say? 52 last time we won. Sorry, 42 last time we won a title. It's an absolute grace.
Bloody hell.
Grace.
Budgie, how are you keeping well, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, mate. Got a bit of a cough at the moment for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe because I smoke probably more than most power stations do. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing all right. Yeah, had a good weekend of football, like Joe said. Yeah, it's been good.
Good to hear, mate. Good to hear in there. And it's always a pleasure having him on from the other side of the pond. Dow, how are we keeping, mate?
I'm doing pretty good. Happy Sunday. Yesterday was absolute tragedy in the world of football with the FA Cup going to the Lakers of 2024. But that's our tennis fault, to be honest, because we didn't compete. So big up, Fuzzy. Congratulations. As much as I give you shit, I know you've been waiting for a trophy for a while. Well deserved, I guess. Anyway, I'm doing good, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you had to wait 1 year for a trophy.
I don't know what that feels like. Recently.
And obviously, we left you till last, Fuzzy, and that obviously not like you're gloating or anything at all, and that. But how you keeping?
No. I'm doing quite splendid. You know,
That's enough from you.
Okay, it has been a very, very good weekend for Manchester United, and I suppose it's like you could call it the fairy tale ending for a pretty trashy story, considering the rest of the season's been absolutely woeful, with so many different things going horrendously wrong, and the fact that we've just had the opportunity to make a statement, win a trophy, finish the season on a high, and various things, coming off the back of that. I mean, Newcastle's now out of Europe. Sorry, Mama Flossie, and Chelsea have been relegated to Europa Conference League. So sorry to Chelsea fans as well. Sorry, not sorry, but
there's
it is what
nothing
it
wrong
is.
with the Europa Conference League, young man. Nothing wrong with it at all. There are some very worthy champions here.
There's only been one You've dominated that competition so much, Budgie. Like West Ham, so massive, right? They've literally won 50% of all the trophies in that competition's history. It's incredible, honestly. Just West Ham are massive.
Well, we did actually do it unbeaten, so
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
But it's a good competition. It is a good competition, especially for teams like Chelsea that are on a rebuilding scheme. I mean, it's extra competition for them. It's they can test their legs a little bit. And I actually felt that West Ham suited that competition brilliantly. Good evening, Rose. I felt that Chelsea, West Ham suited that competition brilliantly. It was just perfect for us. I thought the season before the Europa was just a tad too much. Getting beat in the semi-final, getting beat in the quarter-final this year shows it again. I think Chelsea have done well to get there, considering the season they've had.
Yeah. I just got to say congratulations, Fuzz. All right. Your manager has won 2 trophies in 2 years. That's more than my manager. So enjoy it, mate.
For as long as he's got left as being manager anyway. But yeah,
we'll still be at the door by the turn of the week.
Good evening, Uncle Rods. Thanks for coming on. Hope you're keeping well.
No problem. It's a pleasure, my friend. It's a pleasure to be amongst my football brethrens. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a pleasure, man. Pleasure. Good evening to everybody.
Bargav's asking, did you watch the playoff games? Yes, most of us did, but as Jez will allude to it, got bored pretty easily watching that game as well.
Wasn't great. I wanted Leeds. I wanted Leeds to win that. I'll tell you for why I wanted Leeds to win that. I've got a soft spot for Leeds only because of their history and the fact of what they did against Arsenal back in the day, back in the 70s. Beat us in the 72 Cup final. I was there, devastated. But they didn't do it. I thought they were poor. I thought they were really. Arsenal, I like the shirt, Jez. Hope you. I can. The wife can do that, man. The wife can do it because she's very clever at these sort of things. So I'm not going to pop that sort of stuff on the site because it costs you money on YouTube. But if people want them, just email me and I'll get the wife to pay you one. Not a problem.
Good. Richard's saying, just to let you know, Anthony, look, your brother's in there giving a nice old example of a cup for you.
Yeah. All right, Astle.
So just kind of covering on to West Ham a little bit. I mean, obviously we've now got our new manager, the biggest kept secret in the world. Everyone knew it was Julian Lopetegui.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that, Jez? You think he's going to do well for West Ham?
I think you'd be all right, mate. I think that's what you need. You need a click-on manager to take you just that little bit over the line. I think that's what you're lacking.
Yeah.
I think with a couple of decent signings, I think you'd be up there. You've got a great basis of a club. To be fair. I just think you've got some dross you to throw out the door, a bit like Arsenal.
Yeah.
But if you get a couple of marquees in, I think you'll be a team to contend with. You've had your moments this year. Well, you did us. One of the games. I'm sorry I have to say it. One of the games you beat us that helped us lose the league. And I'm not going to beat you up about it, you bastards. I mean, all right, fair play. Everybody talks about kick your asses at the London Stadium, but if you're serious contenders to win the league, you don't lose like that at home.
No,
sorry, you don't do it. Yeah, I mean that's one of the games that cost us. I'm not blaming it all on that game, right? I'd also put it down to the Fulham games, and definitely for sure the stupidity of the manager to tinker with the team. And the one thing I bloody said, don't tinker with the team. What did he do? Brings Havertz back into the midfield, and we lost to Villa. What more can I say, guys? What more can I say?
I mean, Dale, what do you say to that yourself? I mean, obviously Lopetegui for one, and obviously what Jez just said about your season going.
I think he's a great signing because he's got experience in the Spanish league. He's got experience with big names, with Messi and so forth, and he was at Barcelona for a short stint. I'm not sure. I don't remember if he won a trophy with Barcelona. I know he was kind of an intern coach, and they hired him, I think, for a while. He may have won a trophy or so with them, but I think you've got a good manager on your hands with him. I think he's also, I think he was with Villarreal or Sevilla as well. So I think with just, that already is one leg over Arteta because he's got more experience, already. And Jez is right. To me, we lost it at Aston Villa. There's a couple games, as you guys know, you can lose a couple games, but it seems like now you can't even lose more than 4. It seems like 4 seems to be the magic number, that if you lose 4 more games, just 4 alone,
do that in a month.
At a disadvantage. But to me, the West Ham game was kind of one of those games. I think it was Declan Rice's worst game in an Arsenal shirt, if I remember as well. The pressure of having to play against you guys for the first time in our kit and so forth. It just, you could tell that there was something off with that game. But Jen is right 100% with the Aston Villa. Putting Havertz in left midfield, I mean, again, he's trying to win a certain way, or trying to win his way without playing players in the right proper positions. And so to me, that's just more of an ego shout than it is anything else.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to play Havertz in left mid regardless of what the result's going to be. And that's bullshit. I mean, it was night and day. We all saw him up front. We went on that roll where we trounced you guys, Fulham and Palace. And then all of a sudden he sticks the bastard at left mid.
That kind of conversation sounds familiar, doesn't it, Tony?
Dumb in certain instances, but Jess is 100% right. I feel like through that last stretch of games, the City game was the only one we could really drop points to. I knew the draw at City wasn't going to end the run because we still had, I think, 6 or 7 more weeks of football to play. But the Aston Villa 2-0 was absolutely the nail in the coffin. And that's what Unai Emery came back to haunt us again.
How did Arsenal get on against Liverpool? I can't remember.
We drew Liverpool in the first half of the season and beat them 3-1 at home, I believe. It was 3-1 on our patch or their patch. I don't remember. Which was it, Jeff?
It was on Emirates. He beat us 3-1 at Emirates. And then drew at Anfield. Yeah, Anfield.
See, I was expecting a lot more from Liverpool this season, to be fair.
Just got to say, Uncle Rod, sorry to interrupt you, mate. Sorry, mate. Uncle Rod's.
Yes, mate.
It's the anniversary today of the '89 game. Just throwing it out there.
Wow.
Thanks for that, fella.
That sums it all up.
You know what? I love you too, Jeds. I love you too.
Sorry, Budgie.
Before we crack on that, we're just going to say happy birthday to this man here, Jaminio. Happy birthday, mate.
Happy
Hope you've had a good day.
you. Happy birthday to you. How is your Community Shield trophy? Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you get to have to arm wrestle.
Sorry, Budgie, I interrupted you, man.
No, that's fine. No, all I was saying was,
You're not so
yeah,
rude.
because of Klopp leaving at the end of the season, and it was announced at the end of last season or the beginning of this season.
January.
I thought it was going to be. Oh yeah, beginning of the year, wasn't it? I thought that Liverpool would kind of kick on a bit more. You know, I just thought, one last hurrah for Jurgen. You know what I mean? But it never materialised, and unfortunately, they kind of crumbled a little bit. If I'm honest, I haven't seen Liverpool so poor in the second half of the season since I can remember. I can't remember them being that poor in the second half. And even we went up against you, believing we could win.
Well, yeah, you got Joe. I mean, I think to be honest, today, with the decision sort of like that was taken by Klopp at that time of the season, it could have either gone one of two ways. We could have kicked on and given one us hurrah, or it could have been like how it was. Do you know what I mean? That sort of like certain games that we should have won but we didn't win and so forth. Do you know what I mean? So it's always a bit tricky at the end of the day saying that type of like coming out with that type of season. Do you know what I mean? Time of the season. It's always tricky. I think what it should have happened, ideally, and that should have been something he said like later on. Well, what's going on?
Clap.
Yeah, he's like that. He's mother's blue-eyed boy. He's pulling on her apron strings. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have gone either way. He just could have gone either way. Still.
Hello, Joey.
I understand what you say. It is true.
Yeah. Are you happy with it's slot, isn't it? You're going to get?
No.
Oh.
No.
Who's it you're getting?
Your Arnie Slot, yeah, Arnie Slot.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're not happy with it?
No.
Okay. Why is that? Sorry, I'm taking the show over here. Why?
I don't think. All right. Look at sort of like what West Ham's done, right? West Ham, it's got, that guy's left. He's left, and you got a manager today that's got some form of experience. He's been in Barcelona and so forth. You know what I mean? He's got experience. I don't think this guy's got experience. He's not got that experience enough to take on a club like that. Do you know what I mean? He's won one league at the day, like final, and he's won like the cup. Not being funny, and the Dutch league at the day is not really sort of like the league that sets it alive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because all right, that's why I was looking for more of an Amarin at the day, because he's gone in stages at the day. If you look at his career as a manager, and look what he's done. He's done it in stages, and he's done very well. This guy at the day, just like, I just don't think he got the experience. I mean, he could come in and prove me wrong. I hope he does prove me wrong. Do you know what I mean? But I just don't think he's got the experience, and I'm not really happy with it. You can't have Klopp at the day and jump down to sort of like this guy. It's just that makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Really good point.
That's very true. Just want to say, just a bit. I mean, Lone Star. Apparently, it's 100 degrees here in Central Texas where he is. He's blaming Arteta for that. Now, jeez.
Vicious crowd. Vicious crowd.
Wow. Henry Ray's also his birthday as well. So happy birthday to them as well. And just kind of done this one by Macy and that. I mean, I don't know if you saw it the other day. Wayne Rooney being appointed Plymouth's new manager. I mean, what do you think? Is that kind of him kickstarting his managerial career? I mean, I put it to you guys in the panel. I mean, Anthony, what do you think?
No, I don't think he's good. He hasn't really done well since he's been a manager, has he really? You know, he's got teams relegated. Didn't last long at Birmingham City. And, well, maybe I'm being generous with this one, but obviously Plymouth's new manager now. I'll give him till Christmas.
Did all right at Derby County.
Yeah, he didn't do bad there, did he?
He didn't do too bad, and then he got sacked, didn't he? With, you know, with,
I think it's a matter of attitude
Big up
and that, because I don't feel that he's got the right attitude for management, if I'm honest.
No.
You know, or coaching. You know, I think he, you know, as a player, he was quite impetuous. I thought, you know, fantastic player. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I felt he was like an impetuous child, you know, at times, and I don't think that does too well when you're in a position of seniority like that, you know. And I felt Man United didn't do as well with him as a captain either. I felt that they were better off when the captain was behind the front line, not in it, you know. But to me, I think, well, fair play to him, first of all, congratulations. But like, you know, Anthony said, give him till Christmas.
You know what? I think a lot of these managers that become managers get the job on their name of what they've done when there's a footballer. Wayne Rooney was a good footballer. Steven Gerrard was a good footballer, but it didn't turn out too well for them guys at the day in the managerial.
No, but they went into big jobs really early in their
That's
careers.
what I'm saying. It was too quick. It was too quick.
Far too quick.
Look at Lonzo. Look at Lonzo. And then Lonzo at the day, right? When he decided to go into football, like being a manager, right? He went to Real Sociedad, B team, worked his way up at the day until he sort of like got experience at the day. Then he got the job, and that was fitting to him. Amron is the same. Come from the B team all the way up. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's not what is it today? These footballers at the day that play in the Premiership, they get fast tracked too quick, and it's too much too soon. As far as I'm concerned, too much too soon.
I mean, it's like, you know, Julian Lopetegui. He was the Spanish national under-18 and then under-21 manager. He also went to, as you said earlier, Rod's, Sevilla, and he took a team that hadn't won a trophy in many years. I can't remember the exact number. He took them into the Europa League and won it and dominated it for 3 years, 4 years, until we beat them, you know. And then the year after we were in the Europa and we were in the Conference League, they dominated it again, you know. Okay, he wasn't there at that point, but he'd laid the foundations. If he can do that at West Ham, then that's great foundations for then what I would consider a Champions League valued manager to come in and push even further. That's what we need to do. And I think, like you said earlier on, Rods, as well, I think Liverpool have taken a massive step backwards. I think, you know, looks like now their aspirations are the Conference League. That's what it looks like when you look at it with your logic applied to it. It's almost like your aspirations are now going to be Conference League instead of Champions League.
But you know what, the way they've got it set up now at the day at Liverpool, the way they got it set up, and they've had it set up like this for a long while, is to compete. Not so much as actually win anything, it's to compete. Do you know what I mean? Because if they wanted to win stuff, kick on and win stuff, they would have gone all out and got Amrin. Simple as that. They've got this starting in there because they want to compete, and that's what you're getting in the modern game now. They're getting people who want to compete.
Roz, I think you guys got slapped because you got Virgil van Dijk there and you've got Gakpo. I think if you Gakpo, you have a very, very good striker on your hands. I think I agree with what Budgie's saying a bit, but I still think with Arne Slot, you're going to have a good run of games. He's not going to be a flop. You know,
I don't believe he'll be a flop.
He's got that Dutch football mentality, right? He's going to have you set up right. He's going to have Gakpo playing well. He's going to have Van Dijk back to his best. He's going to work well with the two. I don't know if you have any other Dutch players.
I mean, I want to be proved. I want to be proved. I want to be proved wrong. I want to be proved wrong. You know what I mean?
He'll probably be Liverpool's version of Ten Hag.
That's what I'm trying to say. I want to be proved wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think at the end of the day he's going to do anything different or do anything better than what Klopp's done. You know what I mean?
The thing is, Klopp's not there anymore, bro. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be easy to compare the two, but the fact is, Klopp's not there, so you're going to see differences regardless, right? If you compare him constantly to Klopp, bro, you're going to end up like us comparing Arteta to Wenger all the time.
No, but what I'm saying, but what I'm saying today, if you had Amron that came in, Amron or even Alonso that came in. Yesterday we had Alonso that came in, right? What you then looking at straight away at the day is a different formation, right? That means that things are going to be done a lot more different. But when you got this guy coming in, he plays the same formation as Klopp. That's what I'm alluding to. 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. Yeah. 4-2.
Has he called you again, Fuzz? Unks? Him upstairs. He's called you again.
I'll be summoned. Give me. He's called me again. So give me 5 minutes. I'll be back.
No worries.
4-3-3 is a striker.
Yeah, but these Dutch managers, when they come over to the Premier League, they haven't done really anything that great. I mean, you look at Van Gaal. He won Man United the FA Cup. He was sacked a couple of days after. Ten Hag, now he's won the FA Cup.
Right.
Could that happen to him? You know, and then obviously with the
Anthony, but what club are we talking about? We're talking about United. I mean, Van Gaal was kind of just a stopgap, right, at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, but trouble is that he was still the manager of Man United, and obviously being Dutch, they haven't had great success over in the English Premier League. So, in all fairness, that's one way of looking at it.
Sure.
This Slot guy, obviously, he's come from Feyenoord. I don't think he's won a trophy there at Feyenoord. No. I don't think he has. So you know, his gambling. To me, it seems like Liverpool. What they've done and pointed this guy, they've taken 2 steps back. Yeah, in one way, to go 2 steps forward.
Right.
That in another. So do you know what I mean? So obviously, I was expecting a big name down there after Klopp. To be honest with you, to come in Liverpool, but obviously it wasn't to be. But
you talk about like all these managers of these ex-players that went right to a big team. Even though Xabi Alonso had a great season at Leverkusen, in reality, come on, guys, it really was a Leicester City type fairy tale season for them. Because Bayern Munich,
that is even less experience than Arne Slot.
You know, well, right. But the thing is, but if we go by the mantra of Steven Gerrard's not good enough, Arteta's not good enough, Lampard's not good enough, Wayne Rooney, we're just absolutely snowed is not good enough. But we're not saying Xabi Alonso isn't, right? Just because one good season at Leverkusen does not equate to a great season at Anfield.
But I'll tell you who is building a good reputation as a head coach stroke manager. That's Michael Carrick. He's actually building himself a steady reputation. And I'd say fair play to him. I mean, we were linked with him. Tony, I tell you, it was all over our socials, all over it.
That's true, it was.
You know, I said at the time, he still isn't experienced enough for a Premier League club. If he brings a championship club into the Premier League, that's his...
that's notable.
That's his kind of achievement, and that's his limit. Yeah. And it's his prerogative then to try and achieve a status in the Premier League. If he can't do it, then he's done it with the team he's brought up, not gone to an established Premier League club that are aspiring to get into Europe. You know,
that's true. So before we crack on, I'm just going to bring in John Sinclair in first of all. Evening, John. Good to see you.
Good evening to you guys, everyone in chat, everyone in the chat as well, even to you guys, Budgie, Mike Adjez, Fuzzy, Oregon, Anthony, and Rods, and you as well. Early doors, mate. Thanks for having us on.
You're welcome. You're welcome. There's a question I want to put out here now, and it's going to affect Arsenal here. What do people think of Arsenal being linked to Trashford? It'll be the final nail in the coffin for the club. I'll start off with you first on that, Dale, and then I'll go to Jez, then I'll go to Anthony. So what do you think of that comment then, Dale?
Oh, me first. I thought you said John first. Oh no,
No.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I don't want him. I don't even want him washing the carriages. No, he can win the dog. No, see, yeah, that's no, absolutely not. No, wait, please God, no, please God, no. Sorry, that's my answer. Yeah, no fucking way. I'm God's greener. No.
What's your comment on that, Jez?
No chance. Don't want him. Not interested.
No.
It's just another Arsenal backstep. You know, we've done it too often, and we need to actually move on and not go backwards.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry,
on that.
Not interested in it, man.
Yeah.
John, I just want to say to you, fella, you lucky bugger, you're going to Japan.
I am. I can't wait, Jez. I cannot wait. But
I've always wanted to go to Japan. I'm fascinated by the culture and everything about that. So I wish you all the best. Have a great time out there, fella.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. And I can't wait. And Jez is going to be an experience of a lifetime for me. And it's going to be 10 nights and 2 matches as well with Newcastle. So listen, oh man, I'm going to enjoy it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm actually, I said on Yeti's, when you were on Yeti's show chat yesterday, I said, I'm so envious of this guy. Seriously, I've always wanted to go there. One place I want to go in the world. And so fair play to you, fella. Have a great time. And but anyway, get back to your question, man. No, I don't want Trashford. Not a chance.
I totally agree on that one as well, Jez. Anthony, what do you say about that one with Trashford?
No, don't want him. He's not good enough. He's not the standard of what Arsenal wants. And to be honest with you, let's be honest, this is rubbish talk going around now, isn't it? It always this time of year is players linked to this club, this one, and that. It's like Eddie Nketiah being linked to West Ham, isn't it? Oh, hang on, that's true.
That's you, mate.
You know, but yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all.
I mean, Fuzzy, is there any truth in this rumour?
Well, I mean, it's not the first time. If it's starting to rear its head again, it's not the first time this season that he's been linked. And to be honest, I think it's probably about time that he cuts ties with Man United. I just feel like his time at the club is done. His head seems like it's everywhere else rather than being genuinely focused on the club. I mean, him putting his PR teams putting out a picture of him crying at during trophy celebrations, talking about, but this is how Manchester United makes me feel. Like, we're walking around on a football pitch apparently is another way in which Manchester United makes you feel. Like seriously, it's like I don't really buy it anymore. I'm tired of players putting out statements. The sooner we can have players in the club that are not putting out statements every week, talking about things that have nothing to do with football or what they're doing on a football pitch, I'm not really all that interested. Maybe because it seems like PR Central down there, everyone's on the hype train. I think maybe Arsenal would be a fantastic fit for it.
Stephanie. Back in a sec. Back in a sec.
No, it's just
up and left the room. Fucking reject. You're just saying.
I just heard that as well. I mean, this is an interesting comment here. I'll just going to put it up here, and this is from Gary Joseph. He's saying, "Truth is, we're stuck with this pet pretender. Probably going to sign a new contract in the summer, and Edu, not his club anymore until they've gone." And that kind of sums up.
You know what it is, right? I mean, Arteta, right? I mean, let's be real, right? He just kind of get that club over the line. He's done 750 million deep, right? And he kind of get this team over the line. Let's be real, right? Next season, right? I'll go with Matty Savanguna. I listened to Jess's channel today, and he's so right. He's got next season. If he doesn't get it right next season, right? And I swear down, right? He should be sacked. Seriously, he should have been sacked after you bottled an 8-point lead. But I tell you what, I mean, then again, right, it's not good enough. It's not good enough for your football club, yeah? You need a bigger name manager who's going to take that club over the line. I'm talking Simeone, Inzaghi, right? Ancelotti, which is not going to leave Real Madrid, yeah?
Right.
But Arteta, I mean, he's trying to be the next Pep, yeah? Let's be real. Not good enough. It's not good enough to take that club over the line.
Right. Well, especially when you go back to Aston Villa game and you put Havertz back in left mid. It's like thinking that you're going to win something with him in midfield or produce something with him in midfield. We saw it throughout the season. Every time he was in the midfield, I think we pretty much drew or lost just about every game. You know?
It's a mental block. It's a mental block against Villa all the time. You can't win it. You just cannot win at home. You would have won the league. If you beat Villa and Fulham away, West Ham were home, then that would have been titled game, set, and match. But unfortunately, again and again and again, right, Arteta has got to get it right. He needs a striker. He needs a big striker up front, and he's not having Isak.
That's for sure. No, for
sure. 100, up for 100, 200 mil.
Yeah, what about Nketiah?
Do you know what, though? On the Rashford conversation, I can see him ending up at Newcastle and linking up with Isak, you know. That's the sort of player that they would be looking at.
That good shout.
Player. What do you say?
A good shout.
For me, I mean, I don't think I have him because you've got Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon's a better player. And he works out for the team. He runs up and down the pitch. He scored 12 goals this season, 11 assists. And let's be real. I mean, there's no way I've Rashford in the team. I'd rather keep Gordon. And RB Barnes is going to come good next season. I mean, look, he had a lot of bad luck.
Can you keep Gordon?
100%, because he loves that club. And there's no way he'd be leaving because he loves the club. He's a fan favourite. You know, it won't be a project, right? We have got to keep our best players, yeah? European football or not, we have got to keep our best player because if we saw our top players like Gordon, Bruno, Isak, we're going to be a selling club. PIF, that's not come to Newcastle to be a selling club.
We've been there, John.
I know. It's hard. I mean, it's so tough, man.
I'm just looking at Tony Neary's commentary in there. I mean, obviously, it's the Arsenal guys on the panel here. I mean, you know, it's what the price is. You can finish second in that and you get your contract up to nearly £12.5 million a year.
Yeah, well, that's not happening. So he won't come. It's not happening. But yeah, if he's wide left, you're talking wide left. Who are you going to play, Rashford or Trossard? Let's be honest. I'd pick Trossard over Rashford.
I'd pick Trossard in the middle.
I think Martin.
Why waste him out on the left? He's deadly in the middle. I really wouldn't do that. It's like, you know, that's why we've been seeing poor performances, I believe, from Paqueta because we've been playing him on the left. Yep. Whereas he's a number 10.
Number 10, you know? 100%. 100%. You know,
and we would have got a much better performance out of him as a number 10. You know, I mean, we're very fortunate with Kudus in the fact that he'll play anywhere across that front line. But, you know, whereas Paqueta, although he's got a left foot and a damn good one, naturally he likes to play in the centre of the field. And, you know, when he does, and you see the link-up play between him and Emerson, it's a wonder to be seen. It really is, you know, like for a West Ham fan. It's just beautiful. And then, you know, if we had a really decent left wing player, I'm not saying Rashford would be the man, but if we had a decent left-sided forward, then that would make that left-hand side more or less tied up because Emerson's a decent defender as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we'll have to wait till the solid rumours come true, though, Budger, won't we? I mean, not, you know, we're already hearing the rumour mill.
I have a question for you, Bungie. What happened with Skamaka, West Ham, and now he's lifting the trophy?
Moyes.
Well, that's it. Yeah, he was moist. That's exactly what it was. I mean, look, I know a lot of people will look at West Ham fans and say, oh my God, moaning about Moyes, this, that and the other again and again. But the thing is, we've got really good foundation to be moaning. because he ruined a really, really good player in Skamaka. He did the same with Haller. Haller became the top scorer in bloody Champions League the following season. So and Skamaka lived in the Europa League this season. So the proof is in the pudding, or the proof in the pudding is in the eating. And like you look at players like Said Benrahma. Now, when he first came to us, a lot of us had a hell of a lot of big hopes for him, because when he was at Brentford, he was absolutely setting the Championship on fire.
Arsenal were looking at him too.
He came to us and he was sidelined and he was used improperly, and unfortunately he was David Moyes. He was basically used as a utilitarian player, and that isn't him. He specialises. He's a left-sided striker. He plays in a two up
It's funny
front.
that some of these managers think they can just change a player's position and their thought, and the way they're made, right?
Yeah.
Left side and right side. That's sometimes like their specialty, and it's really a tragedy to see coaches coach them out of that. Because I think Arteta is guilty of that as well. I mean, prime example, Aubameyang.
Yeah, the only exception to the rule with David Moyes, really and truly, is Mikel Antonio, because when he came to us, he'd already been a right-sided striker, a three, kind of thing. He played right back under David Moyes, right back, and then Moyes put him forward a bit more, and then had to use him as a striker because he didn't like Sebastian Haller. And then
Even Steve.
And then now look at him. He's our Premier League top scorer.
Right.
Not bad for a right back, is it? Do you know what I mean? That's one of his favourite comebacks at David Moyes, and he openly admits that that's a comeback at David Moyes. But the thing is, we've achieved some wonderful things under David Moyes, some really good results, a trophy, semi-final and a quarter-final in European competition other than the trophy. We've done really well under him, but it was time for him to go. Now we've got, something to look forward to, the building of a new future.
With a good manager.
Definitely. I mean, ask the Arsenal guys again. I was saying, I saw the other day, what's this so-called £2 billion apparently the club's getting? Anyone got any information on that? Some kind of payout you're getting?
I'll take $2 billion.
What? £2 billion for what?
You have to have a look it up, Jez, because I briefly saw something about your
association, probably.
Pick up, Luke.
Who's getting it?
Arsenal, by all accounts, some payoff for something.
Sweet.
Wouldn't be an Emirates Airlines thing, would it?
I heard it was a loan for Stan Kroenke to buy another a ranch somewhere out in the States.
Wyoming.
Oh, no.
It's your valuation.
Your price tag. Yeah, that's
apparently it's your valuation mark. You're going to go beyond the 2 billion valuation mark from 2023.
Okay, the process is banging.
Just remind me how much the stadium cost.
350 million.
Correct.
Cool.
350 million.
That's actually a really good valuation then. Really good. If you valued the stadium now at $500 million, it means that your playing staff are valued at 1.5 billion. And the business that goes with it all, obviously. But that's a really good valuation for a London club. Really good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Valuations are great, aren't they? It's all great valuing things. But what does it actually mean right? In real terms, it means nothing, does it? You can say that the club's worth 2.5 billion, right? But at the end of the day, that's great, fantastic, right? That's a valuation to somebody who wants to buy the club, right? The Cronkies aren't going to sell it for 2.5 billion. They're going to want 3 billion minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's also something for them to go to a bank with and say, right, this is what our business is valued at. I want to borrow $500 million to extend the stadium, for example, or to build a multi-story car park outside or something. You know what I mean? So the valuation means an awful lot for stuff like that, you know?
I agree on that. The thing is, mate, I think the Cronkies have got shed loads of money.
Mm-hmm.
His wife is probably one of the richest women. She owns the bloody Walmart lot, right? But you look at the money the Cronkies generate in their sports businesses. I mean, Dow will know better than me. He's more qualified to speak about it, right? Yeah. The fact is, we're still restricted, Budgie, in what we can do and what we can buy in players.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are. That's why I'm saying, like, for example, if they went to, let's just say, argument's sake, Barclays and said, right, we want to build a multi-story car park. When it's state of the art, this, that, and the other, it's going to cost us 350 grand, right? Let's just say that's what they want to spend on it. They get, I don't know what, 800 cars in there at 30 quid a day. It's going to take about 5 years for that to pay itself back. And then they start generating money from it. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying they wouldn't invest their own money into something like that. I'm just using that as an example, Jez, It might not be that. It might be another, training facility or
that'd be
whatever.
Or maybe we could get Mbappe in.
I think the important thing to look at, right, is this. Right, I hear what you're telling me, and I respect your comment. But the thing is, right, there is an ability to expand the stadium by, as it currently stands, right, by 10,000. Right. But let's get back to the real facts of what Arsenal football is about. £34 a year for red membership, and you get into a lottery for a ticket. Right? Yeah, 34 quid. So I can pay 34 quid and hope to get a ticket. You still got to pay 8 odd quid for that ticket. And you've got no guarantee whatsoever that you're going to get a ticket. I know people that are red level, silver level, right? Season ticket. They're members. They're not season ticket. They're members, and they go into the lottery. Yeah. I know mates of mine, right, who gave up their season tickets, joined the silver level, and they're paying 60 odd quid a year, right, and never got a ticket. But they were season ticket holders. Some of them were season ticket holders longer than me. And I had a season ticket for 41 bleeding years, going home and away, right? And these guys now don't even get a notification. Because what Arsenal like to do, Budgie, right, is they like to spread it out there, to the shires, as I call it, the shires. I know so many people that live in Islington, right, that gave up season tickets when just after Wenger left and then came back and got silver level, right? And
Big up, Carl.
haven't had a ticket in 3 bleeding years. So I mean, it's nonsense, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you have a similar problem to West Ham have at the London Stadium. I mean, you're going to have a certain amount of tickets that they want to sell to tourists and corporate and so on and so forth. So it doesn't matter what your stadium capacity is. 20% of that, them tickets are never going to be seen by members, season ticket holders, or anybody connected with the club.
They're not.
Like for example, I've been at the London Stadium and seen people with Blackburn shirts on, and in fact, I went to see West Ham and Crystal Palace this season, and there was two young lads, and they were only probably 12 or 14 Oriental lads wearing Arsenal shirts in home supporters end. Which was a little bit kind of off-putting. If they'd have been grown men, it would have been pretty nasty, I think.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
But it has happened in the past. I've seen, away supporters in the home end before with their shirts and scarves and stuff on. And the security and that they don't do a thing to stop it.
We go long. You and I go back a long time in football, right? Yeah. The fact remains, football has now changed. It's all about is the fact. Oh, I'll get to a game. I'll get to a game. Dear God Almighty, yeah. I would never even dream of turning up at your ground, yeah, in an Arsenal shirt. Having witnessed what I witnessed back in the 70s and the fucking 80s, 90s, we'd never do it. If you and early doors toe, right? You'd never turn up at Millwall in a fucking West Ham shirt, would you?
Yep. Listen, my mate Duke, who's got his own channel. I'm going to give him a little shout out if you don't mind, Sonny.
Go ahead, mate.
Forged from Iron and Forged from Iron Extra Time. Two little channels he's got there. Right. But Duke, he's got a pub in Lewisham High Street, which is bandit country for us.
It is, yeah.
He's a West Ham fan and he's got the crest up behind the bar and everything. Never has a spot of trouble. I've been down there with Happy Amaret and Reese, and we even took Lucas from American Hams TV when he was over here. We took him down there a couple of years back, all wearing West Ham shirts. No, none of us had any problems. But and I've gone there on my own before now, wearing like my West Ham beanie or whatever. Never had a problem. It's not like it used to be back in the day. Match day would be a very different story. I wouldn't do it on match day.
Tell me more about Bandit Country. I want to know about Bandit Country.
It's like
don't get yourself in deep south and Bandit Country, boy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what it's like. Honestly, it's like driving around the outskirts of Mexico City. I swear to God, it is.
Oh, really? Okay.
I couldn't wait to get out of the place.
No,
exactly.
There's all sorts of naughtiness goes on around there. Between West Ham and
Can't get
Millwall.
out of the place. So is it just like a neighborhood you can't get out of?
Yeah, well, one south of the river.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit like that roundabout in Swindon. Can't get out of that place.
Yeah, exactly. Jez, there's a super chat for you. Do you want me to put it out for you, mate?
Hey?
There's a super chat for you. Do you want me to put it out for you?
Go on, mate. Sorry, yeah, beg your pardon.
It's from Lee Akers. He says, "Well done, Jez, and all the hard work you put in to educate these clowns who support our club. I nearly spat my drink out the other day when Egal said you're embarrassing."
Wow.
That just says it all. That just says it all.
Thank you, Lee, for the super chat, man. Look. I get accused of all kinds of things, right? I mean, I did a stream last night about the Man United, who's had a better season. Arsenal, we came second, whippy-doo, or did Man United. Well, Man United, clearly, they won a trophy, right?
Yeah.
Fuzzy joined me on that channel, and it was great. It was a great stream. Fair play. Had over nearly 6,500 views. So Fuzzy, thank you for that, man.
All right, man.
The fact remains is that I try and it's a stupid thing to say. I try and protect my club, right? I try and protect it from the absolute arsewives, right, that have come into this fan base. Now, I got called out the other night by friends, and I did say something very stupid. I will say that it wasn't appropriate, right? I was very angry and very annoyed. So I do get emotional about that. I will make an apology right here and now and say that. Yeah, I shouldn't have what I said.
Where's the background noise coming from?
There's some static.
Yeah, some background noise coming from someone.
I shouldn't have said it, and I apologise. Today, it's my football club. I've supported it since 1968. Yeah, and if I don't like what people say to me, sometimes I react in the wrong way, and that's the way it is. Right? I find it frustrating. Right? They frustrate the living hell out of me because at the end of the day, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Egal is just an absolute fucking clown.
He's a clown, man. Yeah, he did that.
Sorry to swear. Guy, I asked him question, right? And he couldn't even answer me. He couldn't even answer me. And I'm thinking, are you an Arsenal fan? You don't know that, right? It's embarrassing, man. Embarrassing. And yet I can.
You're sure, man. Wow.
Yeah. You got feedback, John. You got feedback, mate.
I'm like, sorry, mate. I'll come out, mate, and just go again.
Yeah, all right, brother.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No worries, mate.
It's embarrassing when you've got somebody like that trying to talk to me, right? Yeah, trying to talk to me about Arsenal. And I asked that guy a simple question, very simple question. Yeah, who was the goalkeeper in the '89? Sorry, Uncle Rods. Who was the goalkeeper at the '89 iconic game? Who was the goalkeeper? Didn't know. Didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue.
Neither have I, if I'm honest.
I'm thinking, hang about, fella. You're the big Arsenal fan. You know everything about Arsenal. You can teach me about Arsenal. Fair play. Tell me the goalkeeper. He couldn't. I mean, this is what pisses me off. That's why I lose my rag with people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the guy that I had a row with.
Is that better?
That's better, man.
Yes, better.
Thank you.
The guy I had the row with, right, and I called it out, and I do apologise. I shouldn't have said that wrong. Right. At the end of the day.
No, back on again, John. Sorry, Jess.
I think it might be. Have you got a TV or something on in the background?
I'll try again.
Brian Scott. Yeah, I'm an old man. Yeah, and I won't calm down, fella. All right, because at the end of the day, I know more about this club than most people will ever.
I'll try again. I'll try this.
All right, John.
No, because at the end of the day, I protect my club. Yeah, and I've been out there on the terraces. I've supported this club for as long as I can ever remember. Yeah, so don't Brian and tell me, old man, calm down. I'll tell you what, Brian. If you want to come and have a chat with me about Arsenal, come and have a chat with me. I will wipe your ass with what you know about Arsenal Football Club. And do you done?
You know what it is. You know what it is, though, Jed. So I think a lot of people today just don't want to hear the truth. Do you know what I mean? Just don't want to hear the truth. You know what I mean? And like that's why you know what I mean. As you know, as an opposing fan, the only Arsenal fans I listen to at the end of the day, right, are people that know about football, like Jez, Lee Gunner, Northside, and you've got 3 others that I'll listen to. The rest I cannot tolerate. I just cannot tolerate them. They talk so much crap. It's unbelievable. Seriously, the only other person, another person that talks crap as well is Guna Lee. Guna Lee, he's another one that can be irritating as F. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But like people like yourself and everything that, right? Speak the truth, and I just don't like hearing it. You know what I mean?
Don't like hearing it.
Yeah, John, you might need to stay muted when other people are talking.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Right,
as I was
thank
saying, the thing about yourself and everything that, right, is like you speak the truth, and a lot of people don't want to hear the truth because the truth hurts. Do you know what I mean? So they start throwing these little sort of like digs and say this and say that and everything that because they know what you're saying is true. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. There's very few Arsenal fans that I listen to. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because they just irritate the hell out of me. Seriously, irritate the hell out of me with the stuff the stuff that they say. Do you know what I mean? But people like yourself, Lee Gunner and Northside and such. Look at the other day. We was on that stream the other day on Friday and then right? It was a 4 hours, it was like 4 hour stream. Yeah. I spent most of the time just listening because I was getting educated. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was getting educated. It was like an education. Do you know what I mean? They was telling me things about football that I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? You're never too big to learn. Do you know what I mean? But some of these numbskulls out there, right? They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear shit. The amount of shit that I've got at the end of the day, when I said it in the day, now I'm not supporting this manager and supporting this club. The amount of people that come after me, I had to say to them, listen, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? So
let me just add on to that, guys. Let me just add on to that. To everyone in the chat, don't forget this is a multi-stream channel that's going on at the moment, and everyone on the panel is entitled to what they're going to say. And I can understand your comments in the chat, but that's what you're there for. We like the engagement, but hey, everyone is entitled to what they're saying, and you've got your own opinions, but I work with these guys a lot longer than what you do in that, and also they're great people. So let's make sure we all show each other a little bit of respect as we go forward on with this. Yeah. Thank you very much.
That Brian Scott, he's an absolute prick. Binning. I know who he is. Oregon, you're a mod. Bin him, man. I know exactly who that is. Just bin him off, man. Just bin him. The guy's a prick, and he will come out with some stupid comments in a minute.
Yeah, man. Just put him on a timeout. Put him on a naughty step.
Just block him, man. You just block him, man. I know exactly who that is, and he'll come out with some stupid comments right now. Bin him off.
Good, we are saying Pep leaving next season, we'll still win fuck all in that. We'll go back onto that a bit later, but I mean,
anyway.
It looks like he's in the cupboard. She says he's done. Budgie, I'll put it to you first of all, and that being a fellow West Ham man, Paqueta and the charges.
Okay, right. Well, I've read the statement from the FA, and they are charging him on alleged offences. Okay, so that means that they have charged him because there's a time constraint on when they have to stop the investigation. This is my opinion. This isn't fact. This is just my opinion on it. So I think that there's a time constraint on it, like there is with criminal investigations. I know a little bit about them. But the time constraint, I reckon they're coming up near to the time, because it's been almost a year now since the accusations have been made. So I believe that they've now charged him on alleged offences so that they got more time to investigate these alleged offences. Now, I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not his bookie, right? But what I do hope is that there are a lot of stories going around at the moment. He might get a 10-year ban. He might get a lifetime ban. Please, stop it, right? Stop it. Let's not, do all this scaremongering bullshit, because it's just not good for anybody, right? And I reckon that we should just allow the due process to happen and then find out what any potential punishments might be. If there's any to be done, to be dished out. We don't know how true or false these accusations are. Yes, I've seen the video footage for the 4 yellow cards that they are citing him on. 3 of them, there's absolutely no way he intended to get carded. None, no way at all. And the 4th one may be a little bit dubious, but, we're talking about a hot-headed South American guy here who doesn't like to lose the ball, okay? And for me, I think there's an argument against every one of them, even the most obvious one.
That's a true comment there from Frankie Mustafa. Look, 10-year ban is a joke. A pedo gets less prison time, for fuck's sake. That's about right, isn't it?
Yeah, and they get protected because their name and their address and everything else is hidden from view, from everybody's view. These poor sods. Look, I know he admitted his offence and he was putting money on himself and that, but Ivan Toney got an 8-month ban for betting against a game result. Okay.
Ain't gonna be 10. Ain't gonna be 10 years. Ain't gonna be 10. No way. No way.
You know what? What did Eric Cantona get for a kung fu kick in that Crystal Palace fan?
Yeah.
You got 4 months. Is it 4 months?
8 months.
Is it 8 months?
8 months. Yeah. 8 months for that. Okay, I know we're talking about a long time ago and the game has moved on since then, but the fact remains that I don't believe that Lucas Paqueta has done anything to warrant a 10-year ban. You know what I mean? I really don't. I don't.
Plus, he's a good footballer as well.
This is the thing. Just want to say this from Andrew Baum. He says, "Thanks, guys. I recently got my red membership for arenas, but after every comment, everyone's come and down. I'll get a ticket. Love Arsenal, even though I live in Plymouth. I get told I'm not a proper AFC fan."
Well, if you're an Arsenal fan, mate, you're an Arsenal fan. No matter where you live, you're an Arsenal fan.
So what, are we going to say that Oregon is not a proper Arsenal fan because he lives in Oregon? Exactly. Is that right? Don't be daft. The man knows more about Arsenal than I do. And I live in the same country as the club, so let's not go there, mate.
I say the same thing about Jess knows. I say, what's the difference if you're in Malaysia, Singapore? Because East Asia has some of the largest Arsenal fan groups that anyone can imagine. Probably thousands of fans in Malaysia, Singapore, India, Vietnam. Yeah, it's a global brand. So when everyone wants to be xenophobic, they can just piss off. You can support.
Since I've been involved in the YouTube thing, it's been surprising to me how far and wide the West Ham fan base is.
Yeah,
and we're not just talking about expats either. We're talking about people that have been born and bred in these countries. Maybe they've got some kind of link. Some of them have generally, but 9 times out of 10, like most of the American lads that I know and the girls, when you say to them, why did you choose West Ham? It sort of ranges from I saw the film Green Street Hooligans to I like the colour to, I heard about Bobby Moore and looked him up and found out that's who he played for. There's many, many, many reasons why the American fans support West Ham. I can only talk on a West Ham point of view.
Bungie, let me give you a public example. I worked with when I worked at this engineering company, I had a staff of about 5 or 6 people underneath me, and one of the gals, and there's 2 or 3 guys that follow football as closely as like we all do. And one of the gals at work is like, "Oh, I watched it, on the weekends once in a while. I love the team with the bubbles." And we're like, "That's West Ham." She was, "I love their colors and I love the bubbles." And she only loved it because of the bubbles. But she watched West Ham every time it was on the telly because she liked the game. She liked the bubble. She thought it was a cool thing to watch in the mornings at 7 or 8 o'clock.
And I would love to chat to that girl.
And I told her, Rhonda, I said, you can go for, her name was Rhonda. I said, you go for any club you want. As long as it makes you happy, if there's certain things about the club, then go for it. And she's been a West Ham fan ever since. And that's around 2014.
Excellent.
And she keeps watching games.
And they're welcome. Wherever they're from, whoever they are.
Big up to RB. Look, I live in Norway. I've supported this club since '86. It just shows you far and wide.
Yeah.
You know what it is, right? Sorry, you know what it is, right? I mean, I'll go to away games, right? I ask questions. Have I been to the championship, right? I go, yeah, I've been to loads of championship games. We got relegated. It goes, where were you? And it asked you years. I was like, hold on a minute. I haven't got to answer any question at all. Yeah, I'm a Newcastle fan. That's all you need to know, right? And then someone came in, recognized I'm a YouTuber, and then someone told that guy, look, just F off now. And he was laughing. He was laughing. He just backed away. And I said to him, I think you better listen to him because I'll tell this at the same, my guy. Do you know what I mean? And then about 3 weeks later, I saw the same guy at Emirates, and he apologised to us. That's what he said.
You ain't even got to wear the colours for someone to know that you support Newcastle, brother.
No, no.
Trust me.
I know, yeah.
I've got two daughters that live up that way. One lives in like Wall's End, and the other one lives somewhere. I can't remember where she lives now. She keeps moving. Yeah. Hi, Miss Hammerette. Hi, Missy.
Well, it's just I want to put saying here. This is quite an interesting comment. AFTV called the Community Shield the English Super Cup. The English Super Cup, believe it or not.
That's the fan base that makes us so upset. With Jez and myself and Anthony. I'm done with AFTV. It's done. Once you start saying North London forever and wearing Spurs scarves, that channel has no validity anymore. They do not connect with the real Arsenal fans. They just need to shut it down and call it a day because it's done. They've ruined their channel and their reputation with the North London Derby this season.
Wow.
Absolutely ruined their reputation.
Yeah.
Give it to the cult of Jim Arteta Jones, the English Super Cup. Sorry, Community Shield's only value is to put Wins dinner on it.
Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. That channel, right? I'm calling this out for 2-3 years. They are the biggest cancer in this fan base. Right? Rob, let's get it right. Fat Lyle, yeah, right? Fat Boy, yeah, is not an Arsenal fan. He was a Luton Town fan. He latched on to something where he could see.
You know, sorry to cut across you. Jez, sorry to cut across you. I have to disagree with that because I've known Robbie at the day for well over 30 years. Since 1983, I knew Robbie. Yeah, about 1983. So it's like 40 years now. And ever since I've known Robbie, him and his cousins and that, they have been Arsenal fans. They have gone to Luton Town. They have gone to Luton Town games, but they have been Arsenal fans. That's since I've known them for over 40 years. So I will disagree with him that way. Do you know what I mean?
Right, fair enough, mate. Right, let me answer you back with this question. Right, he entered a quiz. He entered a quiz, right, and he failed on that quiz. He couldn't name. He again couldn't name 4 players in the '89 winning team at Liverpool. So he's an Arsenal fan, is he?
Yeah, well,
I can tell you the whole team.
Yeah,
right?
but ever since
he also failed in who scored in that quiz, Uncle Rob. In that quiz, he couldn't name who won the winning game for Arsenal in the 1971 Cup final.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But you know what it is?
I'm sorry. I'm not going to fall out with you, bro.
No. I'm just saying. I understand what you're saying.
He's not an Arsenal fan.
I understand what you're saying. But I'm just saying
the narrative so many times. He's changed the narrative, right? Because all he is now a businessman working for Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Robbie at the end of the day, Robbie, no matter what he's been involved in, do you know what I mean? What he's been involved in since I've known him, he's always been about the business. He's always been about the money. So that comes as no surprise to me. But what I'm saying is that he may have failed in the quizzes and so forth, but I'm telling you what I know to my knowledge at the day. Ever since I've known Robbie Lyle, and that's going on 40 years now. Ever since I've known him as an Arsenal fan. Do you know what I mean? That's what I've known him as. Do you know what I mean? So it's just what it is.
Fan.
That's what I've known him as. You know what I mean? As he's known me as a Liverpool fan, but I may fail on certain quizzes when it comes to Liverpool because I'm not very good at quizzes. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, but
Uncle Rod.
Can we change the subject?
One of the most iconic games in Arsenal history, right? Arsenal were the second team, right, in history, yeah, to win a double after Tottenham Hotspur in 1961, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter whether you were at the game, you would know the history of it. It was Charlie George, right? And he didn't know the answer in extra time. I mean, come on, man, please. And you can't tell me, right? And these people, yeah, out there, yeah, all these big Arsenal fans, yeah, purport that they were at the 89 game, yeah, 50,000 of them, yeah, were there, right? Yeah, giving it all the large, Julian, fucking Robbie Lyle, all that lot, yeah, they're all at the game. So, you know, from that Highbury squad bullshit channel and all that lot, right? And you can't tell me 4 players that were in that team. Seriously?
Well, you have to. You know what? In the day, I'm not going to stick up for him either way. I'm just telling you what I know. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to agree to disagree.
I know a real Arsenal fan. I know a real Arsenal fan.
If you look on that, Rods, it seemed like you're outgunned anyway because obviously Del Boy's agreeing with with Jess on that one as well.
You know what it is? You know what it is, isn't it? You have to agree to disagree, and everybody's got their own opinions.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, I'm just telling you what I know from my perspective. I've known Robbie for 40 years. I've known him as. Hold on. 1 second, Jed. I've known him as sort of like an Arsenal fan. I've known that he supported Arsenal. Now, how strong it is, how weak it is, I don't know. But I'm telling you what I know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah? I've never known him as a Luton Town fan. I know he's gone to the sort of like the games.
What we'll do to end on that one, right, Uncle Rods, is when you think about money talks, yeah.
Well, that's what I say.
And that's where we'll leave the line on it.
Yeah, that means
that's where we'll leave the line and we move on to the next subject. We'll leave a line on that.
Just 1 second. Just one second.
No. We'll leave a line on that. We'll leave. Listen, I'll tell you now. We'll leave the line on that and we'll move on to another subject now. Yeah, because I think we've done that one to death. We agree on that. Yeah, we've done that one to death.
Fair play.
We've done that one to death. Yeah, the next subject I want to talk about and that, which is one I find a bit baffling for me in certain respects, is Kieran McKenna in Ipswich and the possibility of him going to a series of clubs: Man United, Chelsea, Brighton. I mean, what's your take on it, guys?
Wow.
I don't really know an awful lot about that, to be fair. I don't know an awful lot about Kieran McKenna either. So I'll leave it.
Your parcel's good.
Well, he's part of the. He was part of the former Ole Gunnar Solskjaer Happy Clappers Brigade, part of that coaching staff. Carricky, McKenna, bloody hell, those lot. There's Darren Fletcher, went down to. I mean, him and Carrick did the same thing. Go down to a lower league team, and cut your teeth on that sort of level of competition and sort of implement your ideas there. And with there not being really any pressure in that scenario, and I think what he's done with that, what he has done with Ipswich Town is, it is really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Like, since he's been there, took over halfway through the season, kept them up. Following season in League One, promoted straight away to Championship. Didn't even need a season in the Championship. Instantly, just straight promoted into the Premier League. A bit like you could say the journey that Eddie Howe went on with Bournemouth when he was serving for them. And I think this hype with Kieran McKenna, I think this might be a bit too sort of overzealous. People a bit too quick to make judgment calls on this, not really letting him prove himself at the Premier League level, rather than saying, oh, this guy's a god because he got promoted twice in 3 seasons. Like I wouldn't make judgment calls off of that. I mean, we've had quick judgment calls already with previous managers. Take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, interim manager, beats PSG. Everyone's going crazy about Ole being at the wheel. Unfortunately, the bus has got a flat tire and is about to spin out and flip over. No one was to know that. But for me, if we talk about a club where Kieran McKenna can go step up from Ipswich to, maybe Brighton is an ideal place to go to, considering most of the work in terms of a managerial perspective would be done for him. For him, it would just be go to that club and focus on getting the best out of the team week in, week out. Right. Work on the training, work on the system, work on building a player chemistry and an identity to a team. So maybe in that respect, he could be a relatively good fit for Brighton. But if we're talking about clubs like Chelsea and Man United, I mean, that ain't even a bridge too far. That's an entire country too far. Man needs to either stay at Ipswich. I know it's a more challenging test to be manager of Ipswich and keep them up in the Prem, rather than go to Brighton. I think at Brighton would be an easier job. Step up nonetheless, but easier job. For me, it should be between those two choices.
It's a good shout what you said there. I mean, for me and that, I mean, you know, and I put it to you guys as well. When you think Ipswich, they've now got 2 more investors coming to that club. They're owned by an American hedge fund company. They've now got, I think it's 6 or 7 billionaires that own this club. They've just built a new training facilities. They're actually kind of building the infrastructure ready for the Premier League, and they're also looking to do further work to the ground itself. And these 2 new investors that have come in have already pumped in, I think it's £120 million. So that gives 60 million there and then available for McKenna. That's not also including the club's money, what they're going to give him as well. So when you look at something like that, would you want to move on, or would you want to stay with that project, considering what you've done over the last couple of seasons? Jez, what would you? I mean, if you was in that position, I mean, obviously, I know you're doing, the computer game as a manager kind of thing and that, but what would you do in that kind of situation?
Don't talk about my computer game.
Oh, you're doing amazing. Jez is top of the league. Jez is top. You've seen it on Rudy Doors earlier.
He's playing football manager 2004.
Guys, he lost 5-1 in the Community Shield match, though.
You did,
No, get it right. It's the English Super Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Sorry, my bad.
Right, yeah. Right, fair play. I went unbeaten in pre-season, right? Yeah. I've now lost 2 out of the first 5 games drawn against Burnley 0-0. Yeah. And I've now got Nottingham Forest next. So I can't wait what the Yeti's going to say about that.
He's already given you a comment already, Jez. He's already given you a comment.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Repeat the question. Sorry.
So when you look at all this investment that basically McKenna's got, he's getting 60 million apparently already guaranteed, plus what the club's going to give him as well. They've just built new training facilities. Would you say that's more of an enticing project than going to, say, for instance, a well-established club like Brighton, or the worst case scenario going to Man United or Chelsea?
No, not at all. If you've got the backing like that, man, go for it. Absolutely, go for it. Because at the end of the day, it's a new start and go. And I admire that.
Yeah.
Gooner, you fucking ass. You know what I mean? I'm saying fair play. If you got that backing, go for it.
Yeah, I agree on that one myself. I mean, Budgie, I'll put it back to you now. Now you've heard a little bit more about McKenna. How would you feel about that now yourself, Budgie?
Yeah. Well, I think with a scenario like that, you've got to look at it the same way as you would someone like Michael Carrick or, Wayne Rooney or Frank Lampard, etc., etc. You've got to look at it. The guy needs to build up his experience. If he's gonna get himself a Premier League position, he's got to earn it with a club first. I think. You know, I mean, look at Graham Potter. He done really, really well at Brighton. What we would all agree would be a mid-table to lower table Premier League team. He done really, really well with them. Went to title Champions League contenders, and hasn't worked since after he failed miserably.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful of the step up that you take. Now,
I
for
agree on
Graham Potter to go to someone like Aston Villa or West Ham or Wolves may have been a better move for him. He may still be in the Premier League right now.
Yeah, I agree on that. I do agree on that.
So I think this guy needs to be careful how many big steps he wants to take. That's what I think he should be considering.
100%.
I mean, what do you take on that, John, yourself? How would you think about it?
Excuse me. In my opinion, I think Kieran McKell's done a fantastic job at Ipswich. 2 seasons there and gotten promoted twice on the bounce. For me, I think he should stay where he is because if he stays at Ipswich, right, and he keeps them up or getting relegated, God forbid, for their sake, yeah, he's going to have credits in the bank because what he's done is unbelievable, yeah. He's got to get Premier League experience first. And was he 38? And he's been linked to a lot of clubs, isn't he?
Yeah.
Man U, Chelsea, and Brighton. He can pick the clubs, yeah. If he went to Chelsea, it'd probably eat him up. And spit him out like sorry to say.
You'd never hear of him again.
Exactly. And Brighton, if he went to Brighton, then he's going to be like head coach, not Ipswich Madam, but he's going to be head coach of Brighton. So he's going to get players given to him. But Man United, I think he should wait for that. What is he, 38, right? He's got another 25-year left experience as manager. There's so much time to go to the bigger club, yeah? So I think it's best for him to stay where he is, right?
Or if he wanted to improve, go to someone like Leeds or somebody that's challenging to get into the Premier League from the Championship.
Yeah, I agree. I think McKenna do well at clubs like Leeds and that as well. But for me, my opinion, now he's a Premier League manager, like Ross and Martin. I think he should stay at Ipswich, give it a season with them, show you loyalty, right? Whatever happens, if a bigger club comes in for him, well, apart from Chelsea and that, then move on to a club like Brighton. Brighton's a perfect club for him, but not just yet. I mean, that's all I can say. But I, honestly, because I think for me, and I'm going to say this now, he shouldn't have to rush it. Look at Vincent Kompany, right? I mean, he could have left and to go to Tottenham, but he stayed with Burnley, gets relegated, and look where he is at Bayern Munich. Yeah, unbelievable, massive move for him. I mean, I wish him well. How he's going to do that, I've got no idea, but it's going to be fun. That's what I can say. But I think, in my opinion, I think Q should stay where he is, stay with Ipswich, show his loyalty, and then if he gets relegated and then he moves on, that's fair enough. He'll get that, but we'll see what happens. But my advice to him, McKeown, stay at Ipswich.
Yeah, that's well. I'd rather go with the actual project. You've got all this money coming in. You've got all this kind of backing from this company, which seem to be doing the right way, just like your owners are at Newcastle, John. I'd rather stay there and learn my trade more than anything else.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, and build a foundation for your later career. I mean, you imagine if he did get them into the Premier League, even if they got swallowed up and back out again. If he did get them into the Premier League, that's him. That's his CV, signed, sealed, delivered for the rest of his life. Getting the team promoted into the Championship and then into the Premier League.
Look at Graham Potter.
That's awesome. That's an awesome thing to have on your CV.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Arsenal took the risk with George Graham.
Yeah.
From Millwall. Yeah. And look what he did in 9 years.
Mm.
8 years. Well, 8.5 years. Look what he achieved. Yeah. And, so
He already had a bit of superstar status at the club as well, though, just to be fair.
who? George Graham?
Yeah. He was
He
already loved at that club before he became the manager.
Well, that's an interesting comment, mate, because he wasn't overly rated by the pundits. He's loved by the fans.
That's what I'm talking about.
When
Every team needs that 12th man when they're playing on the pitch, and if the fans are behind the manager, it's more important for the fans to be behind the manager on match day than it is for the board to be behind him.
I mean, Arsenal took a risk on Arteta. Look what he did in half a season.
Oh yeah, wow.
We took a risk.
Not so great after that.
Emery's team that was.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, look at this one here from Andrew Bowman saying it's annoying because my local team Plymouth have lost a couple of managers in the last couple of years. Arsenal also did the risk with Wenger. Look how they ended. Also, anyone agree?
Yeah. Yeah, Wenger was relatively unknown when he came to Arsenal.
But Wenger won stuff in Japan, I believe.
Yes, he
took
did.
He did. A couple of championships, I believe.
See, that's why I think Tottenham are a bit of a worry over the next couple of years or so, because Big Ange Postecoglou, he's done the rebuild thing a few times and got very good success in whatever leagues he's been in. And you can only, play your opposition that you're up against, that you've got in front of you, and you can only play to a level of whatever championship you're in. And he's done very well, and he's got progressively into better competitions as his career's gone on. Now he's at the Premier League. He's had his first season as a taster. Where did they finish? Fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't bad for your first Premier League season. Look what he did at Celtic. So I'm quite fearful that this constant meme about Tottenham not having silverware, I've got a funny feeling that's going to be erased in
might change.
You guys are delusional. They're not going to win shit. No, I just think that
Lampard at Chelsea, massive.
I see what Buddy's saying, but it's like Ange Ball. We've seen how that works. Those players are gassed by the 65th minute, and that's what lost a lot of games. Is they did that high press. I mean, that's how they lost to us. They kept pressing and pressing, but we just passed around it. I mean, James Maddison can only run for so much, and he was terrible the second half of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
James Maddison was most of who he was at the beginning of the season. And so I hear what Bungie's saying, because Tottenham does have money, and I think Ange is a decent manager. But again, it's just one of those clubs where they just cannot get the right combination in. It's either the manager's not working out or the players aren't working out, and it's any combination of two. And I'm all here for it. I think it's great. As much as they stay down, I have no problem with that. But I think if someone like McKenna was to take over Chelsea, I think that would be a death sentence.
Yeah.
Would lose 6 out of the first, or maybe lose 6 out of the first 8 games, and like you said, Tony, we'd never hear from him again.
No, exactly.
Manager purgatory. So, but I'm all up for him going to Chelsea, though. If these clubs, these big clubs, want to take risks on some of these, really no-name managers, go for it. I mean, Xabi Alonso's kind of the exception. I still think Leverkusen had a Leicester City season. I'm sorry, but I still believe that. I don't think Leverkusen are going to probably even come close next season.
No, it should be probably one off now. I mean, as Frankie's put here, what basis do you put here that Spurs will win silverware? Look, we've got to make them feel good at some point, Frankie. That's the only thing I was alluding to. Budgie is obviously saying he thinks they're going to win silverware. Me on the other end,
But you said they have the real potential to win silverware.
Possibly.
But the way they play with Ange Ball,
that's what I'm saying. Like with the manager that they've got, he he builds momentum as he goes along. And if he hasn't got the players to play handball, he'll get them and sell the players he can't use. That's the point with him. He'll find a winning formula.
Interesting.
And that's my biggest fear, is that he will find a winning formula with the cock and ball story.
As long as he gets back, well, if he gets back, that's the thing, though, isn't it? One here for you Arsenal people. Henry's put Jez Anthony, Oregon Gooner, did a podcast on Arsenal FC season recently. Did I do it justice if you saw it? I don't know if you have.
Henry, I can never find you. I know you're not on YouTube, but I can't find you on Insta. I'm sure you're on Insta. So if you can put your Insta contact in there, then I'm sure we'll all come along and have a look. I can never find you, to be honest.
Well, I'll see if I can send you a link, Jez. Yeah. Something you've got to be careful what you wish for. We want Jez as Chelsea manager.
Yeah.
Jez will have Mudford playing a goalie.
I'm never going to live this down, am I?
Wait, listen, you probably get a tune out of them lot anyway, Jez. Don't worry about it, mate.
Tear the shit out of
them. Wouldn't it be just Manchester United like to appoint Southgate? I believe Eddie Howe would take over the England job. It would be interesting. That would be the case.
I'll tell you what.
Jose.
Southgate to United, I'm here for it. What do you think, Fuzz? Sounds brilliant.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's not happening. It's not even big.
He always cops a deafen and all, doesn't
he?
I tell you what, though, if Eddie Howe goes to England, then we got to find an elite manager. It has to be an elite manager to come over and take over Eddie Howe. You know what I mean? But I mean,
I don't think you'll have any problem doing that, John. To be fair, I mean, you know, if anybody who knows anything about British football will know that St James's Park, I can't even see the poor man. That St James's Park is one of the best atmospheres in the UK.
Right.
Like, honestly, hands down, one of the best atmospheres, and the support is passionate and loyal. The playing staff at the moment are really gelling together. You're absolutely right. If Eddie Howe was to move on anywhere for any reason, you would have to get an elite manager, and you know you wouldn't have any problem finding one. Because I mean, imagine someone like, let's just say for argument's sake, Carlo Ancelotti, right? Let's just say for argument's sake, Newcastle approach him and say, right, we're going to lose our manager. Look what he's achieved. He's nowhere near as good a manager as you are. What do you think you could achieve there? You know, with this amount of support, this amount of backing, what do you think you could achieve? You know, forget your days at Everton, because that was a poor show. That really was, like on the side of the Everton board, in my opinion. But you know, a club like Newcastle that are prepared to back an elite manager, and I believe they are. I don't think you'd have any problem getting someone, you know, even you know, attracting them from another club.
Yeah, I kind of agree, because Newcastle, like you said, is a massive pool, massive club with rich owners, ambitious owners, and they want the very, very best, and that's what they need. And if Eddie does go to England in the future, I hope he stays. But if he goes to England in the future, then I'd just take any elite manager sort of thing. And I'd take, like I said, Ancelotti would be fantastic. I mean, Inzaghi I'd take as well. Inzaghi went into Milan, Simeone as well. And the one I love to take, if Eddie does score, for me, it'd be Michel Sanchez Girona. That manager is absolutely outstanding. What he's done for that football club, right, is unbelievable. Third in La Liga, absolutely brilliant.
No, exactly. I mean, Frankie's asking here, John, has Eddie really had money to spend?
Yeah, he spent just over 400 million, right, on players. And we got nothing to show for it in a minute. Like, look, listen, end of the day, right? There's someone today on the tweet, right, said to us, and he said that he's not bothered about winning trophies, right? Just top four will do him. Yeah. I don't think, hold on a minute. We haven't won the Fairs Cup since 1969. We haven't won the last trophy we won, guys. It's the FA Cup in 1955. Okay. 1955. That's the last trophy we won. And we won the Fairs Cup in 69. We haven't won the trophy 55, yeah?
Wow.
69, yeah, for the domestic. And he's telling me that we got to be patient. Patient. I want a trophy, man. I want a trophy. I mean, as elite sport, it's all about winning the trophies, guys. You know what I mean?
The Fairs Cup, though, after that.
Since we won the first cup in 69, we won nothing, Jez. We haven't won the trophy since 69. We haven't won the rest of the trophy, which is the FA Cup, since 1955. That's 69 years ago. That's a long time. That's a long time.
Very long. You did win the European, Intercity Fairs Cup.
Yeah, 69. Yeah. Yeah, was born
that's
as well.
That's the year before Arsenal won it.
Yeah. Because you won the FA Cup in 71. You did a double in 71, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to clarify. I just want to say one thing, right?
Yeah.
Some of the best nights out ever at football has been at Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
I've been there, I don't know, 25 times, 30, maybe 30, I can't remember, right, in my life, right? Kid and as I got older, yeah. The last time I was there, and 2 years before that, it was absolutely amazing because we decided like it's just too much hassle to get up there in the day and go home in the same. So we used to book into a little hotel and stay the night and have a great night out. Yeah, and we would be there having a great time with Newcastle fans. Never any problem. Never any animosity. Never. They knew we were Arsenal because obviously our accents, and we have a good chat with them, have a good laugh, and it was all good, and never a problem with Newcastle. They were really, really friendly people. And the one thing I'll say to you, John Sinclair, I remember being there once in February, right? And it was absolutely freezing cold, right? And I'm like, we're all
I knew that was coming.
And I'm just going to say to you this one thing, right? I was sat there and we were in this bar, this wine bar, right? And I said to my mate, and we were with these Newcastle guys, and I said, how the hell do these young girls walk around like that? And this guy said to me, I can't do a Geordie accent. I can't do it. I said, why, man? He said, like, that blah, 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 blah. And I just sat there. I was sat in this window, not like that. And these girls are walking past outside. It's literally snowing, right? And I'm like, well, that's made my day. I just love to see it.
Wow.
And they're like, tops on, little tiny short skirts, tottering around, yeah, and it's snowing. And I'm like this. I'm like, oh, man. I said to this Geordie guy, I said, man, I wish I was younger. And he was like, it's like, unreal. I mean,
brilliant night up there, Jez. Absolutely amazing. And you're quite right. They do they don't wear jackets up there, man. I used to live up in Newcastle for years and decided, you know what, it's fantastic. Brilliant nightlife up there, Jez. People. Everything you said there, you're correct.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll tell you what, even to the point where I was up there one time with my two daughters.
Friendly people.
Yeah.
Never, ever. Back in the day, even back in the trouble days in the 70s and the 80s, right? Never, ever did I have ever a problem in Newcastle. It was, you get banter and you get this and you get that. But it was all nice.
And it was always Middlesbrough the trouble was.
Sunderland was the worst. Fucking
Yes.
Sunderland Park.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Just want to put this up here and there because this is really nice to hear this comment now. Really enjoying this stream, guys. First time he's here, feeling so welcome. I'll definitely be back that's for sure. Thanks, Andrew. Glad you enjoy what we're all doing as well.
Nice Sunderland for us.
Thanks, Andrew.
I hate it.
Okay,
Newcastle is full of beautiful people, mate.
Before we go, Dale's got to go out. Dale, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate you being here, mate.
Thank you,
Dale.
Pleasure as always.
Take care.
Take it easy, mate.
Take care.
If I ever move to England, I heard Newcastle's the place to be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'll look up north. All right, guys.
My Wi-Fi's playing up. I'm going to have to try and.
I'll have the hamster wheel for the
Wi-Fi. Thanks, Dale.
You guys take care. Thanks a lot,
Cheers,
Tony.
mate. Thank you. Bye.
Take care, mate. Sit down.
Take care.
Yep, Dale.
You still having trouble, Budgie? Yep, it looks like he is. Yep. As soon as he said that. One's there for you there, John. Do you think if Arsenal come knocking with 90 or 100 mil, will you let Isaac go? I think that's a definite no from you, I do believe.
Yeah, 100% not a chance. Not a chance. Sorry, Jez, we're not letting him go because he's worth at least 130 mil. Yeah, but I think he'll stay with Newcastle because he loves it up in Newcastle. He loves the project. He loves the things going well at the minute. But if Isak goes, who's going to get to replace him? I say that Dobbik. That's what I go for. Dobbik from Girona as well. But
going for Elise. I think Arsenal will go in for Elise.
That'd be a good shout.
Good shout.
I mean, there's all sorts of people linked to Elise. You've got United linked to him, Chelsea are linked to him, Arsenal linked to him. All of our fan bases are saying, no, he's definitely coming to our club. He's coming to my club. I've seen the Chelsea lot saying, yeah, no, that's a done deal.
Elise, Eze, I'll tell you what, I'd take them all day long, twice.
Yeah. Be a great addition to Arsenal, that's for sure. Lone Star's put one to us. Since City won the quadruple last season and have won 4 EPL titles in a row, are we witnessing the best ever team in English football?
I wouldn't say best. I'll probably go along the lines if in terms of success, probably one of the most successful teams. But as far as best, in terms of like player quality or how genuine the quality of the team is, I think it's just very well coached for a lot of players.
Yeah,
but relatively good quality. But yeah, for me, probably greatest successful wise, but not the best for me.
No. That's a great debate, actually. I might do a show about that. About Man City in winning 4 EPLs compared to Arsenal winning 3.
Yeah.
Last team. Yeah, that's an interesting. I might have a look at that, actually.
Patience, John Sinclair, that's a joke. That's like saying Margaret Thatcher will rise from the dead. Well, you never know these days. Budget, what is the next level West Ham fans want to be at? Be careful what you wish for. It's a myth playing the West Ham way. Well, yeah, we don't really play the West Ham way these days, Frankie, that's for sure. Them days are gone with John Lyle, I think was the last one, really play the West Ham way. I think if you look at it, what we're looking for is more entertaining football rather than being too defensive like Moyes was. As the panel said, if we get some decent players in, then we can push on. I know he's defensive-minded, Lopetegui, but he also doesn't mind, going out with attack as well. So we might see a different style together for us for next season, which would be very interesting to see. Is John listing managers that won't go to Newcastle? Well, I think there's going to be plenty who want to go there, John, didn't you?
100%. I mean, look, our owners, like I said, owners comes in to get Champions League and to win titles and to win cups as well. I mean, I'm not tapping out on Eddie Howe, but I know a lot of fans are saying our end that he needs to do something this season. If he doesn't, he could be under huge pressure. He needs to make changes on the playing side.
Yeah, exactly. Jez, do you love the women of Newcastle? Well, I think we can all agree on certain parts there.
Mate, seriously. I'm not going to be sexist at all, but that night, it was the first night I'd ever stayed in Newcastle after a game, and I was like, it's seriously, man. it was like -2, 3 outside, right? And it was freezing bloody cold. At the game it was snowing. Yeah, we were up in the gods. Yeah, up at St James's Park, and we've gone back to our hotel. Call it a hotel, but at the end of the day, we went on the town and we met up with all these Geordie guys, and they were great company, brilliant company. And I just said to this guy, they're walking around with nothing on. We get all the time. And I'm like, they must be freezing and
yes, we know. Yeah, as Mama Flossie says, because we are tough. Yeah, definitely are.
Must be bloody tough. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Is Newcastle Arteta far too inexperienced for the size of the club? Interesting. I think injuries cost you though this season, John, didn't they? Basically, a lot of injuries.
100%. It's not just that, but all clubs has injuries. We get that, but if you look at the games you should have won, like Luton at home, obviously lost. Luton withdrew. Bournemouth withdrew. Everton withdrew. We should have won that game thanks to Paul W. Decided he wants to be a WWE wrestler, right? I can't lie. And then Brighton at home, we should have won that game. United, that's the worst. I'm sorry, Fuzz. That's the worst United team I've seen in my life. But well done for winning the FA Cup, though.
I mean, I somewhat agree, yeah, with that team. It's probably the least united team of all time.
Big up Trip.
I agree.
But then again, you see Newcastle getting in the top four next season. Because I mean, Villa's in the Champions League. If they don't spend big, do you know what I mean? And they've got more games to play as well.
Thanks, Frankie.
So it could be a hard season for them next season. So they might slip up, and depending on who Newcastle gets in, they might take that 4th spot next season.
I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right. I mean, if we have an injury-free season, then we've got a great chance. So it's all about who to buy, who to sign at the moment in time. For me, we definitely need a defender. We need a right side and mid. We definitely need a centre forward at this moment in time. We need a centre forward badly because Callum Wilson gets injured a lot. That's the problem. Midfield, we're fine with that, but we must keep Bruno and Isak at all costs. We keep those players, Anthony Gordon, right, and Harvey Barnes /Fitz every week. We have got a great chance, but I do not want to see Sean Longstaff in that side. He doesn't do a lot at all. For me, it'd be Tonali, Jordan, Bruno in the midfield 3, Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, and Isak up top. Back 4, Botman, he won't be back until Jan. So it's good. You need a defender badly. Lloyd Kelly could be coming in. Tosin, Adariabo could be coming in from Fulham. But there's rumours that you don't want to call him because you're not in European football. But Livramento, I'd choose him over Trippier next season.
Yeah.
I need a goalkeeper as well.
True.
Yeah, well, apparently, I heard you lot are after Ramsdale.
Yes, we have to answer, but I don't think he'll come. I mean, we're after this Valencia keeper, Madavashvili, the Georgian keeper, who trying to get this guy over the line, 35 million quid. But if we get him, then the chance of getting Ramsdale, we don't need him. But I'm sure the Ornas has got someone else, and he's going to be the guy. So,
yeah, could be.
Hope so.
There you go, Chiz. There's one for your Lone Star,
mate. I am going to be doing an end of season quiz shortly when Kenny Ken's back and around. If you want to join in, mate, contact me on collins.jez on Instagram, and you're more than welcome to join. More than welcome.
No.
Down, the tractor boy comes on and nearly beat Kenny. Actually nearly beat him. So
I did, 1 point.
Yeah. So if you want to come on, mate, you're more than welcome.
Sounds good. I mean, obviously, one thing I'll just put up here someone Hendon put it in Ian McCauley as well. What are the Arteta sexuals going to do? Is there's no community shield for them? The only thing Arteta can just about get his hands on. Because you don't do that next season, do you?
Fact.
No.
True.
Yes, just a question, right? You mentioned, about AFTV. I know I've got to be careful what I say. I mean, I'm not a fan of AFTV at all whatsoever, but which ones do you like for AFTV? Is it Dan Potts, maybe? Or
So just say that again, mate, please.
yeah, sorry, which people do you like from AFTV?
Dan Potts. I haven't got a problem with Danny. He's all right.
Okay, Henry.
The rest of them, no time at all. I really used to like Turkish, but he's flipped. So I've got no time for him anymore. He sold his soul, right? Sold his soul, and he's part of the Get Along gang now. And Dan Potts, yeah, I go in his shows sometimes, so I've got time for him, man. But the rest of them, man, no respect for them whatsoever.
What about Yardman?
Yardman's all right. He's all right.
Lee Judges?
Sorry?
Lee Judges?
No, absolutely no time for him at all.
Fair enough.
Liar. I can tell you so much about that fucking liar. Right? And I'm not going to do it here because I'm not doing it on somebody else's channel.
No, that's fine.
The guy's an absolute fucking liar.
Wow.
Yeah, well done, Frankie. It's a good comment. Yeah, it's a great channel. Yeah, go over and get educated on Jez's channel. So as we're nearly wrapping this up now, just want to say to everyone in the chat, thanks for sticking around with us. And it's been great having you with us. As you can see, we've had quite a big old panel going on with a lot of comments and debates on there, etc. Don't forget, if you can, we'll put the information and the links at the end of this. But make sure these guys on the panel go and subscribe to their channels, share and like what they do. Great content, great people. And as always, it's always good to have them here on Sunday Night Takeaway when we talk about all sorts of dramas and football as it goes on. So as on that note, we'll start with you, Fuzzy. You'd like to shout your channel out, please, sir?
Yeah, find me over on HotBuzz44. If you are watching on my via my channel, you can find the links to everybody that is featured on the show in the description of the stream. The links to everybody's channels are featured down there. Of course, big ups to everybody on the panel. Thank you for the invitation, as always, to Early Doors. I know I'm pretty much welcome on every week, but nonetheless, it's always a pleasure to be welcome onto the Sunday Night Takeaway show. So it's always a blast, just week in, week out, talking whatever is on the agenda, and we get into it. We sometimes we banter each other. You know, it's a bit of back and forth, which is always a bit of entertainment, a bit of fun. But it is a fantastic community show, a weekend community show, and I think it's there's not many of those shows that are around where it's quite usually this relaxed and quite laid back. But it's credits to everybody that does come on. Real people, real personalities, nothing fake about what you see on the screen. And also big ups to the chat as well. Fantastic people in there, bringing extra layers to the conversation. And without the chat, it's not quite the same. But big ups to everybody.
No, exactly that.
Stop.
Thanks, Frankie. All the best. Great platform. Thanks for letting me voice my opinions. Big up to you all. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. And Derek's saying, don't end it, guys. Don't want to go to sleep yet. Another week of hell tomorrow at my short job.
That's fine. I'll take it from Tony and from Anthony. Just come tune into one of my shows. The second I go live, it's fantastic. I'll put you to sleep.
we could put you in hell. Before I go on to the others, Jez is one here. Question from Dan. He says here, question for Jez. Did you know Claude?
I did. Very nice man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Absolute legend of the club. Lovely gentleman. Talked to him many times. I knew more at Highbury than I did at the Emirates, but an absolute gentleman. I mean, well, I bow to his knowledge. I think I know a little bit about Arsenal, but that man, wow, a bit like Kenny Ken, encyclopedic brains and total gentleman. And what happened to him, I think, is an absolute bloody disgrace.
Yeah, totally agree on that.
I say no.
Totally agree on that. Glad you did, Mike, as well. Thanks for coming on and making your comments as well. John, you'd like to shout out your good channel, please, sir.
Thank you very much indeed for having us on. And we've got the real people in the chat as well. And Anthony, Fuzz, and Jess as well. Love Jess to bits, man. He's a ledge. And my channel is John Sinclair TV. And I do previews, reviews. I do keep us doing that soon. I've done the end of season review. Tomorrow, I've got a show with Alice Abrams. She's a big Man U fan. One of the biggest YouTubers out there. She's coming on my channel tomorrow on 6 o'clock. And what I love about your channel, Early, is you've got real people in here. They talk facts. They don't flip and flop. It's real, right? And straight to the point as well. We don't accept fakes in our channel. We don't accept idiots as well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But at this moment in time, you guys has made us strong on my channel as well. And it made it a bit tougher as well, I'm going to be honest. But great people, fantastic, classic people in the chat as well. I'm really, really, really so happy to be on your channel tonight, mate. Thanks very much.
No, it's welcome. Glad to be on. Thank you, for coming on today as well. Anthony, you in the background there, you'd like to say what you're doing, please, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on your show, Tony.
Thanks, Mike. Subscribing.
Early Doors Football TV, where we do the good, the bad, and the ugly on Wednesday night. We also do this show. Also, you can see me on Jez's show as well, Arsenal History and More. Make sure you click, like, and subscribe to that show because Jez does a good job. And also, he gets good panelists on there as well, where the facts, where they're told, basically. Make sure you like and subscribe to everybody else's show, Fuzz's, Jez, Tony, and also John Sinclair as well. And big up to you, John, and thanks for coming on as well. Even though you live 10 minutes away from me, but
we let you have your mate.
And everybody else have a good bank holiday.
No, thanks, mate. And Jez, if you'd like to shout your channel out, please, sir.
Arsenal History More, man. I'm going to be, as this summer's now coming up, I did a history show last week. I'm going to do another history show. John, I want to get you on there. I want to talk about Arsenal, Newcastle over the years, going back in the times, about our clubs, competitiveness, how you used to beat us up back in the early day, back in the 20s and 30s, it wasn't until 54, I think it was, that we actually beat you in a cup final. Because we actually met quite a few times, our clubs, in cup finals. Because back then, Newcastle were and should be a big club. You were a massive club back in the day. And, just a legend crap manager, but a legend. I'm never going to leave this down. So, John, I will be in contact with you very shortly, to get you on. We're going to talk about this. And so if you want to look up your history and correct me, because I might get it wrong. But,
cool.
Thank you, mate, Tony, always, for inviting me on.
You're welcome, mate.
It's been a great conversation tonight. And thank you very much. Anthony, you're a fucking prick on your tractor. You know what I'm saying? Fuzzy, well done, man. Won the FA Cup. Well done, fella. You've had a better season than the Arsenal. But apparently not, because we came second. Ooh, well done.
And the English Super Cup. And we're a happy family. We're friends.
Yeah. What an absolute load of bollocks. But there you go. Tony, as always, mate, love to you. Love to you, John and Anthony. Well, I'm not sure.
Not sure about Anthony.
You've been giving me some shit today. And Fuzzy, as always, everybody in the chat, you're all legends. And thanks very much.
Jez, what year still wants to do the Arsenal Newcastle ones, mate? Which year still wants to do?
Well, I was going to do it from early doors,
Thanks,
like
Mama.
right from like 20s, 30s, and through to the 50s.
I'm not that old, Jez.
I'm gonna have to write it down. So I'm gonna have to. I'll do my homework on it. Yeah, I'll do my best, man. But I'm looking forward to it, Jez, man.
I was there, man. I'm that old.
Wow.
No, I thought something
Thanks,
different. Man. I like to mix it up and talk about different shit.
Yeah.
We'll just go back and have a little chat about exactly. Mama Flossie, when we got Super Mac from you boys into the Arsenal, all that.
I remember that.
So we'll have a little chat. Our stream max, and I might even try and drag Mama Flossie. She won't come on, but I know Mama Flossie. But try and get. We have a chat about it, bro. Yeah, cool.
Mama Flossie's there, but not as old as me, Jez.
I get studying in 20s and 30s then.
I am Mama Flossie Friday. I'm the same age as you, so.
But can I say to the panel, thanks very much for being on, and obviously having Anfield Uncle Rod's on, and obviously Budgie from Green Street Elites. It's been a pleasure having you guys on, and of course Oregon Goon Dow. What a great panel we've had on tonight. Great chat, as you said, Jez. Great chat, and in certain bits a bit of heated debate, which I had to put abrupt to, and that, but we'll talk about that later. For the panel, and as we can all agree, the chat just been lit today. So many great people in today, make some good comments, and thank you very much for being on. It's been a good season, episode 20 of this show, and what a way to go out with a bang, with all these people on board. And let's just put some last comments on here. Subscribe to the guy up to the top right. Well done. What they couldn't. Malcolm McDonald. But to finish, I'll go over. Not as old as me, sorry. Jez, I thought you were 21. Derek's looking after you there, Jez.
I wish I was, man. Derek, I wish I was, bro. I'm saying a little bit more than that. Like another 42 years on top of that one, fella.
It's lovely to talk to other fans in a decent way. Absolutely, Frank. And that's what it's all about. That's what this show is all about. Us as different kind of supporters of other teams sitting down and talking rationally about things. That's what we tend to do. We always do that all times. Brilliant time, great stream. Thank you very much, mate. God bless to you all. Thank you, Mike, and obviously James, E20 Zone and TV as well. Evening, Tony and gang. If you don't get a chance doing that, go over see James' channel as well. Great guy, does some great content. And as we're nearing to the end of that, yes, we'll be looking to do some more shows. Obviously, me, Fuzzy, and Anthony on Wednesday. We'll be doing the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly show. And obviously, no doubt, as we go through the Euros and all the highlights, and obviously the fixtures when they come out, is it 18th of June?
Who's the ugly one on that one? Who's the ugly one?
It all depends, Jez. It all depends. Well, yeah. I suppose which way.
You mean?
He ain't the good. He's not the good, is he? And he's not the bad. So it's got to be the ugly on his tractor. Tractor.
I was waiting for
that. But chat, if you get the chance to, and that, like I said, go and see these guys. Make sure you go and share, like, and subscribe to their channels. Give them the love and support, like we all do with each other all times, and that. And make sure you enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. And we will see you next time. So look after yourselves, and we're out. Take care for now.
Take care, people.
Bye.